Come on in, guys. I'm so excited. Welcome. Very high ceilings here. Again, the open concept feeling. We really wanted a modern twist on like that cottagey feel. We're planning out at least probably 8 months away. So on a monthly basis, expenses are $3,500, so $3,500. What? It costs $42,000 a year to run this place? Dun-da-da. That our annual income this year were way more than an average Canadian's income.
Today, we're checking out $1 million cottage with Limor.
Come on in, guys. I'm so excited. Welcome. Of course, no cottage is complete without the Muskoka chairs right outside, but let's go on in here. Now, what you should know about this place is we designed it from the very beginning, and natural light was really important to us. So what you'll see as you come in, peering right through, is the massive cathedral ceiling that we've got. So you can take a look right through the property. So come on up, let's go up here in the main area. And I can say to you, this place, not only picture perfect, but experience perfect. And this is the reason why so many people choose to stay at this property, because you can bring your family, you can bring your close friends, and there's lots of space for you guys to be able to hang out and spend time together. So come on in and you'll see the very high ceilings here. Again, the open concept feeling. We really wanted a modern twist on like that cottagey feel, you know, get away from the city. But we've got the beautiful couch area and one of my absolute favorites, which is this.
So Limor, this is a vacation rental.
Yeah.
So obviously you make tons of money in the summer, and then that's it. You make no other money, right?
Well, it is an absolutely beautiful summer cottage, but you would be surprised that actually our third highest income month is actually December, because what's neat about this, and I'm sure we saw it in the pictures earlier, there's the gorgeous fireplace, the big windows in the back, and when you're here in a snowfall, it's gorgeous. We're about 30 minutes away from some awesome ski resorts and opportunities, and so a lot of families actually even like to get together in the winter, renting out Christmas, New Year's. Like, people pay an absolute premium to be able to kind of have a staycation, but an upgraded staycation for the holidays.
And do you see those holidays spilling over into other smaller holidays like Thanksgiving or Easter? 100%.
So we're planning out at least probably 8 months away in terms of like putting together the dates, in the sense of like they're strung together, so you can't just do 2 nights on a long weekend kind of thing. So, you know, we've got October coming up, Thanksgiving, you know, that one was the sole weekend that was booked a long time ago, and then, you know, the November 11th happens to be Remembrance Day. Some people get it off, it's a Monday this year, snap them together. Same thing, Family Day, March break, like anytime people are really looking to get away, we definitely jack those prices up. And one of my absolute favorites, which is this fireplace that of course we had to have custom made because we wanted it to be really large and really significant, because it's great in the winter, right? In the summer we've got the beaches and the sand pits and all that fun stuff, but in the winter when you want to just kind of cuddle up, this place is completely magical. Now as you walk through here, as we're filming this video today, I'm here with a couple of friends, so there's a few things that you'll see out that aren't typically out here. So for example, here we've got this infrared jade heating pad, which is really something that we do for rejuvenation, engaging our parasympathetic system. But this is all the stuff that we use for our health. We've got lots of locked closets. I shouldn't say lots, but enough space that we can take the things that are near and dear to us and we don't want the renters using, and being able to put it away. Now as we go through here, actually on the wall that I just passed, we have the temperature gauge. So that's one of the things that we have so that we can actually be in charge of what's happening at the property. If it's too hot, if it's too cold, we can modify that. We've got security cameras out front and out back, so we can tell when people are out. If they didn't cover the barbecue, we can pop them a quick text message. But come on outside, because this is where you're just going to fall in love.
So this property sleeps how many?
So 16 in proper beds, and then we have quite a few air mattresses on top of that. So probably over 20, 24 if you're pushing it.
Wow. So it's a nonstop party house. You're constantly patching drywall holes, and there's kegs here. And
Well, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know a lot of people are really afraid that all these things, especially short-term people, aren't going to care. But what's really made a huge difference, I think, for us is that, you know, in our copy, we say mature groups only. My fiance, Andy, who manages this, the majority of it, he is absolutely amazing at setting the tone and setting the level of communication. So he's always responding. He's being very proactive. You know, he's finding out if we've had some groups where the majority of the people are 19 or 20, because that's happened, right? They can have accounts on Airbnb. He'll actually come up and be here in person and ask that everyone arrives together, and he gives them a tour and a, you know, polite and welcome but stern talking to, saying like, this property better be in the same condition as it is right now. And with the pre-screening, I mean, we've had a couple broken chairs. We've probably had over 1,000 people come through this house in the last year, and a couple of broken chairs is really not a big deal.
very minimal.
Very minimal, especially, you know, when we look at the profit that we're generating, but we're consistently reinvesting and upgrading the quality of the furniture and new add-ons, so that when people step in and it's a high-end, pristine environment, they're pretty respectful, you know. They're not going crazy. We've definitely had a few incidences where the house was a lot dirtier than maybe we expected, spilt alcohol and that kind of stuff, but for the most part, anyone who thinks that you shouldn't do Airbnb because of the damage, I definitely don't agree.
Yeah, and so the keys really is you've set expectations both with your communications and just kind of the level and quality of amenities you've provided.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have a 24-hour noise bylaw, which I actually think is an absolute blessing, because it's a community here. So, you know, we're very forthcoming about that. You know, we've actually had a bachelor party where they said it was going to be more low-key, but then, you know, far in advance they were reminded that there was a noise bylaw, and they were like, okay, actually we're not going to do this. So it really enables us to keep things really under wraps and really respectful, because it is a family-oriented area. Come on outside, because this is where you're just going to fall in love. This is just the heavenliest piece of the whole property, is the beautiful, majestic nature that we have. And we're pretty fortunate, because over to the side there is a trail, and it carries on around the back, so it's all protected for us and creates a lot of privacy, which is really nice, especially when you have a lot of renters, and sometimes they can be not really quiet. But outside here, we've got this beautiful, massive deck. We've got a barbecue on natural gas. I don't know, people ask that all the time. Do I need to bring propane? It's like one of those funny FAQ things that you wouldn't necessarily think of. And what's really unique, if you want to take a look over here, is that we have actually turned the backyard into a bit of a beach. So we had a lot of sand brought in. It's a bit unconventional, but it's perfect for our volleyball net, for the target that's out there, for the fire pit, for the hammock that's around the side. It just gives you kind of that nice summery feel instead of just the grass. So we have a lot of folks really enjoying the outdoor experience. Now, of course, one of the things that everybody looks for in a home is a big kitchen. So come on, I'm really excited to show you this kitchen.
All right, now it's time for the numbers.
Yes.
That's what everyone wants to know. That's what everyone wants to see. They love the beautifulness. How could they not?
It's gorgeous.
But can you actually make money off of this? Especially when...
So let's start with the expenses, because everyone's like, okay, how much does it cost to even have a property like this? So on a monthly basis, expenses are $3,500, so $3,500. And I know some people are sneaking ahead. They're looking, they're like, what? It costs $42,000 a year to run this place? That includes our mortgage, our property tax, insurance, hydro, all that kind of good stuff, and cleaning, because I know you said we've got to have somebody else supporting with the cleaning here. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the expenses, it does add up, but a little bit of a sneak peek, it's still totally worth it. So we rent this property on a nightly basis, obviously. Traditional property, you got a family there, you know that you're having the same rent every single month. But with an Airbnb, it totally fluctuates, and there's a huge difference on a nightly basis. So nightly rent, and this is a pretty significant range, we've got anywhere on the low end of $350 for a night, all the way up to $1,400. And you've got some expertise in this, so I'm going to let you guess. When do we tend to have lower amounts or higher amounts?
So I think it's pretty safe to say, and a lot of people would agree with me, that this is going to be great in the summer.
Yes.
It's fantastic right now. It's September when we're shooting this. Still great weather. And beach is just like right over there or somewhere in that direction.
Just over there. The water's a couple minutes away. Yeah.
And so obviously summer is going to be peak, right? That's July, August.
Totally.
And winter will be your worst months.
So what's interesting about it is we are actually not too far from some very large ski resorts. So what we didn't realize when we were first converting this into an Airbnb is that December is actually one of our absolute highest months. And in January and February, people still want to sneak away. They want to be able to go skiing. So we actually are able to charge quite a premium, I would say, at the peaks of summer and the peak of winter.
Okay.
So it's really more those like odd months, like November's a little bit bizarre, April's a little bit bizarre, early May, when people aren't sure if it's warm weather or a continuation of winter. But I mean, to give you a bit of a sense, like the Canada Day long weekend this past year was 3 nights and we made $4,000. So it's insane to think about it. Yeah, definitely.
But I guess when you're looking at it from the people that paid $4,000, like, do you know how many people stayed here?
Yeah, so typically we rent to 16 people as the package, and a little bit of a sneak preview of what's to come. And then if they have more than 16 people, we'll usually charge a little bit extra per person because there's more usage of the property. We definitely get funny requests. Like someone messaged us the other day saying they want to have an 80-person wedding here next summer. We're like, no way, that is absolutely not happening. But yeah, July, August, and December are our 3 biggest months, and then we play with the rates kind of as we get closer. So let's say we're looking right now, we're in September. All of September is booked every single weekend, a couple of weekends in October, and so as we get a little bit closer, because people don't tend to book too far in advance, we have like the odd booking that's like 6 months out, but then we sort of tend to play with the rates to see what's going to take and what's happening with the weather there. But
how active are you guys with like playing with the rates?
We definitely check in on it. It's not like every day, like what are we going to do? But you know, we're keeping an eye, trying to ensure that we've got bookings about 6 weeks out. Okay. We definitely have some last minute bookings, especially we had a couple in the summer. People were messaging, they're like, okay, what 2 days of the weeks can you sneak me in? But I would say the majority of the bookings is about a month to 6 weeks out in advance. So, you know, you're looking at this range, you're looking at these expenses, and you're like, holy crap, is this thing actually going to cash flow? And I'll share with you, okay, one of the questions I get all the time on my YouTube channel about Airbnb is, what about the taxes? Well, newsflash, we live in the best country in the world, in my opinion, and you know what? You only have to pay tax if you make money. So people ask me about this all the time. You know, if you've got an investment and you're making 2% return, you're paying this much in taxes, and you know, it's great because you're not paying taxes, but you're not making money, right? If you're making 20% return, you got to pay more taxes, but you end up with more money in your pocket. So, you know, I really like to have that be a secondary factor when you're looking at strategies. I mean, some strategies are more active income or passive income, and I'm not an accountant, but you know, I suggest people talk with one. But overall, I mean, I'd rather make as much money as possible, and if I got to pay taxes, great. Now, of course, one of the things that everybody looks for in a home is a big kitchen. So come on, I'm really excited to show you this kitchen. I get to do a lot of cooking here, but I know our guests do as well. In fact, all of our pots and pans are extra large. Imagine having 16 people here and then needing to feed them. Well, luckily you can feed them at this massive table that seats 16 people, and then come on through here to part of the home that's really, really beautiful, the kitchen. Now, with the kitchen, there's actually quite a few things that we keep stocked on a regular basis for Airbnbs that I don't know if they all really included. Things like we've got all the oil, salt and pepper, sugar, napkins, all of that kind of stuff, and of course tons of cutlery and crockery, because if we're going to have that many people, we got to be able to accommodate that kind of experience for them. So this is a very well used place. We make a lot of clarifications around how to use the fan. We've actually got an extra large microwave that's over here in the laundry room that they are welcome to use. But in the back here, stay away. So, you know, you're looking at this range, you're looking at these expenses, and you're like, holy crap, is this thing actually going to cash flow? And I'll share with you, that our annual income this year, we're expecting to exceed over $90,000. I know, it's like way more than an average Canadian income,
so,
right?
Like, for perspective, I'm literally in the process of buying a 11-unit building, and the gross rents on that 11-unit building, I believe, is around $100,000.
Well, maybe after this conversation, you're going to reconsider a different strategy. But yeah, I mean, like our highest paying month, July, is $19,000. August at 15. December last year was 15. So it adds up really quickly. Obviously, the like November and April's, you know, it's just a few thousand here and there. But you know, if you've got the tenacity and you're planning, right, and you smooth out all the expenses, I mean, it's absolutely worth it in terms of what that looks like. So I know our smart mathematicians are already calculating that profit on this property is almost $50,000, and that's just what our projected is. This doesn't take into account some of the additional bookings that we might still be getting, you know, in the last part of this year, or people kind of sneaking through. Now, I mean, we're only about a year into this, but it's such a unique property. It's such a unique location that has the best of summer and also the best of winter. And so as a result of that, coupled with the fact that we can sleep so many people, it actually ends up being very economical for the people who are staying here. If you've got 16 or 20 people and you're paying $1,400 a night, I mean, and you're sharing it, you've got families that are here, they get an amazing getaway, they get to all be together in a big open concept space, and it's very economical for them. So there's some unique features that really, you know, beautifully in a bow ties this as a property together for us.
I love it, and I love the profit number. And one thing that the numbers don't even show here that I think we need to take into consideration when looking at vacation Airbnb rentals is there's also some like personal benefits. Oh,
so this does not include the fact that the mortgage is being paid down by all these wonderful renters. The property is appreciating. We're continuing to do upgrades on a consistent basis. And what's crazy, in July, which was such an amazing income generating month, we were up here for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So we are both completely virtual in our careers, myself and my amazing fiance. And so we'll often drive up on a Sunday, especially in the warmer months. We'll stay till the Friday. We'll both, you know, be working, generating income, supporting our own clients, and we get to be in this absolutely beautiful space. So not only is, you know, it a generator of significant profit, but it gives us the opportunity to have an amazing lifestyle and have people like you up to stay over and mastermind and really enjoy.
Yeah, I love it. This is amazing.
Yeah, you want one of these in your portfolio.
I really do now. Landlords are familiar with the idea of tenant swag on my YouTube channel. What sort of Airbnb swag do you get, especially in such like a beautiful, nice home, tons of people coming? Yeah,
so it's actually a bit of a treasure hunt every time we come back, because people leave things in the cupboards, and we never really have anyone coming back asking for things, but there's been sweaters and clothes, some junk jewelry. We've gotten, a really nice boombox that was left behind, lots of lawn chairs, and every time we come, I'm like excited to run and open the fridge, because people, obviously they're coming 16, 20 people, you open up the fridge and they bought a ton of stuff. So they've always got leftovers. We only ever touch anything if it's never been opened. Of course, we're not like, oh, here's half a peanut butter jar, but it's really, really fun. And one time we even found a $50 bill in making one of the beds. So we're like, cha-ching.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But in the back here, stay away. That is the garage. So that's one of the areas that's very much off limits for our renters, especially because we have our own sports equipment, our own ATV. Although we hide the keys, there's no insurance that's going to allow people to use it. Sometimes they sneak in, they're like, ooh, how can I go for a ride? That's absolutely not the case. No one's going on that ride. Now, this floor actually has 3 bedrooms, and the downstairs has 3 bedrooms as well. They each have either a king bed or a queen bed. So I'll give you a glimpse. Here's what they look like, and at first glance you may say, hey Limor, that feels a little bit empty, but the truth is people are just coming with all their own stuff. They're not necessarily needing to have little trinkets and shelves and extra things to get dusty. So we've got high quality mattresses, we've got lots of extra blankets in the closets, we've got nice little nightstands that allow people to just kind of, you know, put their phone and a little drink, but we don't want too much space for them to tuck their stuff into drawers, because trust me, they're gonna leave it behind. So we've got, like I said, 6 bedrooms that look like this. We've got the bathroom that's coming up, and this is where we are actually able to gauge the temperature of the house. So as many things as we can either control or support our renters from virtually. The apps on our phones allow us to really be the kind of super hosts that we want to be and the kind of experience we want to provide. So come on through. Here's a bathroom. No one in here. Whew. Come on in here. And the reason why I want to share this with you is a couple of things, because little house rules. So, you know, we're on a septic system here, so we just want to communicate that. In the corner there, we've got a little night light, which at first, you know, we thought, hey, when we were staying here more often, I can walk to the kitchen, get a drink in the middle of the night because I've spent a lot of time here. But when someone's new to the home, we want them to have a good experience in the day as well as in the night. So let me take you downstairs, because we got lots more space for people to live down there.
Was this property purchased specifically to be an Airbnb?
That's a really great question. So I would love to say, especially once you'll see all the numbers, that this was strategically designed as an Airbnb, but actually it wasn't. My fiance had bought the land and we built this place from scratch, and actually on our very first date, he brought me out here because he was like, oh, you're into real estate, come see what I'm doing. And it was literally a pile of wood in a big muddy piece of land. But he was intending to leave you know, where he was living before and have this be his primary residence. Both of us are blessed to have 100% virtual careers with our clients on Zoom and phone and that kind of stuff. But you know, after we had been together for a while, it didn't quite make sense. There was a bit of a longer commute, and my place in the city wasn't big enough for both of us. So we actually got another property where we live, and by the time we had made that decision, we had been doing Airbnb for a little while, and it was just, once we saw the numbers, it actually made no sense to live in the property because there's such an opportunity cost of dollars that were coming in. So, you know, I wish I could say, yes, we perfectly designed that this was going to be an Airbnb, but it just unfolded so beautifully. And, you know, now we get to be here and enjoy it, as well as have it be an Airbnb and generate profit for us.
Awesome.
So let me take you downstairs, because we got lots more space for people to live down there. Okay, so come on down here. This space is actually equally as large as the space upstairs. And what you see here, these are actually just the extras in terms of air mattresses and extra space to be able to have people hang out. I know often they have kids playing down here. We had a yoga retreat with some gals one weekend, so I know they had yoga mats and stretching all over the place. But down here we've got, again, same things upstairs, 3 large bedrooms. Again, very clean, very simple. We want to have a nice experience. Again, most people are either outside or on the main level, so if you just want to sneak right in here, you can see it's very similar to the ones that we've got set up upstairs. Honestly, the cool thing is they come in, they send us a text. This place is beautiful. We're so excited. Thank you so much for having us here. And, you know, we want to create a great experience for our guests, not only so that they can tell their friends, but this is their hard-earned money and they're on vacation, and we want them to have the absolute best experience when they're in our home.
Vacation Airbnb rentals versus just a normal Airbnb rental. Is there a difference? Like, what sort of amenities do we need to include at a vacation Airbnb rental that we maybe don't need to include at a regular Airbnb?
Yeah, so I mean, we ultimately want to have our renters, our clients, have a fabulous experience both on the property and in the surrounding area. So we've got the gorgeous fire pit outside, the volleyball. We actually brought in a whole ton of sand in the backyard.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, all the neighbors have grass, but it's very like a beach format. You know, we've got a little kiddie pool out there in the summer, so lots of great stuff happening on the property itself. And then like for winter, lots of extra blankets. We've got the gorgeous fireplace, so people just want to kind of cuddle up in the winter. But we actually really are also focused on ensuring that they have a great experience when they're not just on the property. So my fiance Andy, who takes care of the communication with all of the folks who are here in the property, he's always messaging and saying like, hey, did you know there's Tim Hortons 10 minutes away, or this is the beach that you want to go to that's a private beach that is only for locals, but if you're staying here you can go and visit there, or here's where you need to pay for parking, or don't take your dog to that beach. So we're really careful to provide that extra kind of local feel so that people here have a great experience, not only inside the home but also enjoying the beautiful area. I mean, Georgian Bay is so spectacular, but if you're not a local, you don't necessarily know where all the beach entrances are.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you like this video and you want to learn more about Airbnb, private lending, rent to own, or you just want to get into real estate, feel free to find me online with a name like Limor. I'm easy to find. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Limor_Markman, my website, limor.money, and of course you can always send me an email, limor@limor.money, and that's all Limor. I'm excited to connect with you and help you become even more financially fabulous.